Good morning, traders. This is Razak at CMTrading. Welcome to today's market review. Today is April 25th, 2014. Today is Friday. And just to give you a little bit of a recap on the week, we started off quite slow, and then we started accelerating as the week came out. Wednesday, Thursday, some decent trading day yesterday with some volatility in the USD. And a couple of major numbers came out yesterday, including the initial jobless claims yesterday, where there were more than anticipated jobless claims than had been previously anticipated. We see here 329,000, and we had forecasted 310. So it did move the dollar against the dollar, and so it was a good trading day yesterday for the Euro USD, for example. We'll go into the graphs just shortly. For today, just left with one more high-impact news. It's the USD Michigan Consumer Sentiment. It's basically a number that measures the consumer confidence of an average Joe in the United States. It's a major number. It does generally move the market, and so I would really keep an eye on it. It comes out at 4:55 South African time. I believe that's 9:35. Or rather 10:35 U.S. time, Eastern time. In any event, let's just jump into the markets, into the graphs. Right here we have the Euro USD. Yesterday, the numbers came out, and look what happened. It tanked, really taking it 50 pips down. And if you had a keen eye, you would have seen that we had hit somewhat of a level over here, which is a support level, and basically there's a trading technique of fading the move, and this would have been a great example of it, where you do the opposite of what the initial move is when there's a overreaction to the news. And in this case, it would have worked out perfectly, where there was the original initial tanking of about 50 pips, and then coming right back about 45 pips, and then continuously going up another 30 pips. So this is about an 80 pip move that you guys could have made, on one lot. That's about $800. So there was the opportunity yesterday in order to get in and really take advantage of this move, and we had discussed it yesterday. But this is a case in point where maybe the next time it comes out, and we have non-farm payroll next week on Friday, you'll be able to anticipate it the next time around. But this is a case in point. Okay, so definitely have this idea next time for trading it. Moving on to the GBP USD, it's really flirting again with its upper handles, not really retracing much. And if it is retracing, it's just, again, teasing us in order to hit these upper levels. Remember, in a weekly chart, we're really hitting on the higher level, 170, 168. And I anticipate this thing could go even up to 170, okay? But it's got to have the follow-through. So we'll see how the news comes out next week in terms of the non-farm payroll, which is a major number next Friday. So I would continuously have this on my radar, maybe buy a little bit of the pullbacks. I mean, just this week alone, it's gone up like something like, just from here, which is just the other day, we're talking about 50 to 60 pips, just this move. So really trading well, buying the pullbacks, trying to anticipate where, there are somewhat of a good level of support. This would have been a really good case in that on April 23rd, which was on Wednesday, where we looked like we were going to go further down, and then boom. You see how we did. We really rallied right back. So again, let's just keep an eye on it. Maybe buy the pullbacks as they're coming in. Take a little bit off as you're showing profits, and then let's see if we can break up higher on this upper level and this resistance level of 168, 300-ish. Okay, and I anticipate that we will, because the GBP has really shown both technically and both fundamentally that they're really serious about their worth of their currency. So Really keep it on tab as to how it's going to move forward. Just to move further on the list, GBP Japanese yen also taking a little bit of a breather, but coming right back up. So every time this thing looks like it's going to break down, it bounces right back. So it's really showing a tremendous amount of strength. That's support, previous resistance, and previous resistance, previous resistance. So I would anticipate this would have been a really great support level in order for it to bounce up. Maybe short the upper handles here. But I really wouldn't be so aggressive in shorting this. Like I said, the GBP is being very responsible with its fiscal plans and its austerity, and that's the word on the street. So GBP is really holding its own. Moving to the gold. Gold and the Dow had an adverse relationship yesterday, and the gold initially also did the same thing as the Dow yesterday, where it really tanked, and the Euro USD all happened at the same time. So we see this initial move down with the jobs claims, okay, and then what happens right afterwards? The fade moved again. So what's beautiful about this system is that you can see that it works in real time. Now, buying it at 1,270, if we look at a longer time frame, you'll see that it is also support. So there was a precedent to doing this twice. See, as we see here, where this is like a really aggravated level, where we see that it's been resistance before because we broke it. But I would understand somebody being a little bit hesitant in, buying this move down here. But, ultimately speaking, your downside of buying it at 1270 is still minute because you had further support at 1260 and surely at 1250. So, again, these fading techniques do work when you're trading on a longer time, on a shorter time scale. As you see here, this is exactly it, just in a shorter time scale. And now we've somewhat, tapered off a little bit. Let's see if we could challenge the 1300. Again, this is still going to be in the news because of what's going on in the Ukraine. And as a result, I think that we're going to see a tremendous amount of opportunities. Going into the, jumping into the, this is the Dow. Okay, the Dow yesterday, like I said, tanking at the open and then finding this previous resistance. Look at this. Here we go again. Okay, support, previous resistance, and boom. That's what we need to do. Broke up the higher level here, and then this was the jobless claims. It's a tremendous opportunity to buy this up. Okay, that was a huge move in order to trade, and that's how trading is done. You fade the first move, and in anticipation that it's going to recorrect itself, and that's exactly what happened here. You just have to show some patience and perseverance, and you see that these things work. Again, it's not. It's more of a advanced trading technique because you really have to be very careful with your stops. But again, they do work. So this would have been a really great case in point. If there are any questions, you guys can email me at frazak@cmtrading.com. Otherwise, I want to wish you guys a beautiful weekend, and we'll see you next Monday morning. Thanks, guys, and have a good weekend.